Okay, friends, we're starting off laying down. Spread your back out. Get comfortable. Stretch out your arms and legs. And start to breathe very deeply. Big, full breaths in. Big, complete exhales. Find that nice breath. Breathing through your nose, maybe even a little smile on your face just to help open up your sinuses. And feel all the muscles, everything that wraps around your torso, moving, expanding and contracting. I like to imagine expanding outward in all directions on the inhale. And on the exhale, compressing inward like an infinitely dense neutron star. Again, expand and contract. And so I hope that you feel that just a few rounds of deep breathing like this can bring so much presence and harmony. And I hope you use it as a tool at any time. Just finding grounding by just being still with your breath, noticing how your body feels as you breathe. And you might notice your thoughts here and there in the background, and that's okay. There's nothing you can do to control them or change them, so just continue your practice of focusing on your breath while your thoughts do their own thing. And let's bring in some gentle movement here. And start to move your arms first. So make it so that your palms are flipped up toward the ceiling and you have a gentle bend in each elbow. And then I want you to imagine that you're laying in some really beautiful, soft, powdery snow and you're super warm and cozy in your snow clothes. And you're going to make snow angels with your arms, big wings up overhead, out to the side, and then down by your legs. So make huge snow angel arms, please. Breathing big space into your chest and armpits. Feel the whole shoulder moving. I like to inhale up and exhale down. So this should feel really pleasant across your whole upper body. Let's do it 3 more times, just like this. Two more. Last one. This time as you reach up, pause right there with your arms up overhead. And then let your body relax. Let your arms soften toward the floor. In this nice and long shape, think of really pulling your belly button down toward the ground. So you want to feel like your low back is moving downward and your belly muscles that wrap around your middle are very strong. Okay. So downward pulling belly button. Take a big breath in here. Stretch your arms and legs as long as you can get them. Right, with your exhale, let's get up the left leg and the right arm. So you can bend the left knee if you like. Tap the leg anywhere. And then inhale to bring it back to the floor. Let's do the other side. Exhale, left arm, right leg. Tap the leg anywhere. Inhale to bring it back. Switching sides again, exhale and inhale. Keep the belly button pulling downward toward the ground, okay? Little bit of support as you move your big and heavy arms and legs. So as you start to feel more warmth building in your hips and shoulders and along the front of your body, you might start to attempt to reach a little higher on the leg. And you can just kind of feel that out. How high would you like to reach? Let's do it 3 more times on each side. Maybe sliding your fingers up to the toes. Okay, that's a little extra challenge if you like that. 2 more times. Last one. And then let that go. Come all the way back to the ground and rest. Take a little time to just relax your belly and your arms and legs. And then from here, make your cactus arms. So arms coming out to the sides, just like cactus arms would look, with a nice scoop of your shoulder blades underneath your rib cage. And let's get the right leg up. Okay, you can bend the right knee more if you like, or you can bend it less. But see if you can point the toe, nice right pointy toe. And then pick a point on the ceiling above your head. With your right toe, without moving your right ankle, draw a circle around that point on the ceiling. So these circles will be tiny at first. And they come from your right hip, don't they? Okay, the knee and the ankle are just along for the ride. So think about shooting out a line of energy from that toe. Let's make the circles bigger. Nice and slow, bigger. Keep breathing. Keep growing your circles, nice and slow, pointy toe. Notice how the right hip is doing. Okay, and now I want you to make your circles so big that when you move your right leg out to the left, your right hip comes off the floor, okay? And when you move your right leg to the right, it drops down nice and low. So let's take a few more like that. Roll it over to the left, swing it out to the right. A few more times like this. So you're using all of your hip. You're using 100% of your hip right now. At some point, pause, rewind it, but keep it really big and really slow. This time, see if you can push out through the heel for a little bit of a different action in your leg. Still using all of your available right hip. Now let's start to bring those circles inward slowly. Start to revolve inward. Right hip may be feeling some fatigue. Okay, that's okay. Feel free to bend the right knee. We're bringing it to an end here as we spiral inward. Circles are getting smaller and smaller, and now they're very small. And so bend that right knee here. Bring it in towards your chest. You can interlace your fingers behind the right thigh, or if you feel like you want to go a little more deeply into that right hip, you can interlace your fingers on your shin and start to draw that right knee in towards your chest. And we'll breathe right here, enjoying that right hip stretch. As you pull the knee inward, think of lifting your heart up toward the ceiling. Okay, notice how the right hip feels as you breathe here. After you've been here for a few breaths, maybe you start to experiment with moving the knee side to side, to the left, to the right. Keep it moving. Just think of massaging out those tissues, kind of bringing some fresh space and circulation. And then find the spot that feels the most tender. Like maybe you could hold there and release a little bit of tension. Hold it right there. See if you could feel tension melting away. For your last few breaths here, you may even want to give your hand a little resistance, pressing the knee into your hand as the hands pull inward. One more big breath right here, just really releasing that right hip. And then soften up on your grip of that right knee. And then use just the left hand to move the right knee all the way to the left, okay? Opening your arms out wide to look to the right here. Take a little time. We'll just appreciate and breathe into this twist. So think of lifting your sternum up high as you press your body into the floor. Big breaths. Think of breathing into the right side in particular, okay? And keep in mind that in these postures, when we hold for a long time, you want to give just the minimum amount of activity that you need to release the maximum amount of tension. So just a little bit of resistance against the floor can allow you so much more space in these twists. Maybe one more big breath here, reaching that chest upward. And exhale, we're gonna roll out of this. And you can extend that right leg onto the floor and let it rest for a little while, okay? Now we'll do all of that on the other side. So let's get the left leg up in the air. And you can bend the left leg a lot or a little, okay? But point out through the toe. And maybe cactus arms will be a little bit more supportive for you here. So the more we can anchor the upper body, the better. start to draw tiny circles with that left big toe. So feel free to take it nice and slow here as you start to spiral outward, exploring the range of motion that your hip offers little by little. Try to keep your belly button pulling downward so you have a sense of some core root. Okay, rooting down from that belly button. The circles are getting bigger now. Okay, so now to get the full extent of this movement, you will start to rock your left hip up off of the floor as you swing the left foot to the right and allow the left leg to skim all the way across the floor on the left. So you're using all of your hip. Big circles. So this should feel like a really pleasant massage as you use all of your hip joint. Never pain. If you ever feel pain, just back off. Now we're going to rewind it, okay? This time, really flex the foot, push out through the heel. Really big and slow. Okay, friends, let's start to gradually bring this movement back in. So spiraling back into center. There's no rush at all. Take your time lifting the sternum as you circle inward. All right, at some point you're back at the center and we can bend this left knee. You're gonna wanna interlace your fingers behind your thigh or in front of your shin. Pick the one you like and then draw that knee in towards your chest. We're gonna snuggle it close for a little while and just breathe. So settle down your shoulder blades. Think of lifting the sternum up as the knee comes down. So getting into that left hip flexor now, we'll be taking some breath here. Just want you to feel all the tissue on the inside of that hip crease where your leg joins your body. And then perhaps once you've settled in, you're starting to kind of waggle the knee side to side. And you're just looking for a spot that might feel maybe a little tender, something that needs to be released perhaps. Okay, when you find that most tender spot next, just hold it right there and breathe. Lift the sternum, draw the knee in. Perhaps for your last few breaths, you're resisting your hands a little bit, pressing the knee out as you pull it back in. As you're ready, soften up on that. Okay, let the left knee decompress a little bit. And then use your right hand to pull the left knee to the right. So cultivate a little twist here. Okay, open your arms wide and you're looking out to the left here. So breathe deeply. Think of, again, resisting the floor. You're pulling, you're pushing down into your upper body, into your shoulder blades as you lift that heart upward. Big breath here. Find a big, expansive rib cage with each inhale. Strong belly compresses inward on your exhales. Take your last long, slow breath in this posture. And then start to roll yourself up and out of this. Okay. From here, both feet on the floor by your hips. Let's take a few windshield wipers. Notice how your hips and your back feel. Okay, you might hear some pops as your body adjusts to all that extra space you created in your spine and your ribs, your shoulders and your chest. And then bring your knees back up to point at the ceiling. Tuck your hands one behind each knee, and we'll rock up and down a few times. So I like to take the knees and elbows really wide here. And then as you rock up and down, it creates a nice back massage feeling all up and down your back. So rock it up, roll it down, spread out your back on the floor. Maybe one more. The next time you rock it up, pause there. And then find a comfortable seat. So really any comfy seat will do. You can have your shins crossed in a Sukhasana, okay, or easy pose. You can choose a more opening hip feeling if you like by sliding your heels in very close to your pelvis. You can tuck them one in after the other. So find something that works for you, friend. Close your eyes and just sit up nice and tall. Take a moment here. Grounding into each hip bone equally. Find a lifting up feeling in your low back. So your bowl-shaped pelvis is balanced perfectly so that no hip is more heavy than the other. And your low back rises up out of that. With your ribs balanced perfectly over your hips, you can scoot your shoulder blades down your back and lift the center of your heart up nice and tall. And just a little tuck in your chin can keep the back of your neck extra long here. And see if you can keep this long, beautiful, lifting spine feeling, okay? As we begin to move your neck around a good bit. So you can keep your eyes closed. I'll just use my words if you need guidance, okay? Take the tip of your nose and point it at your right shoulder, okay? From there, draw a rainbow shape up toward the ceiling and over to your left shoulder. So you made a nice rainbow overhead. Now let's take it back the way we came. Draw the rainbow up and to the right. Keep breathing here. You can think of inhaling up and exhaling down. And please take a few rounds like this, side to side. Think of massaging out the tissues in the back of your neck. Feeling all the little cervical vertebrae working together. Maybe 3 more times each direction. Think of lifting your heart. 2 more times. Lift One more time, either side. Nice. Pause next time your nose is pointing at a shoulder, and then bring your head back to center. Notice how your neck and shoulders feel. Okay, hopefully pretty nice. From here, lengthen out your right leg and take it out to the right. Okay, so you're looking out in front, and the right leg is just as far out as you like, just so you feel a nice stretch along the inside of your right leg, but no discomfort. Okay, and then activate that right leg at least a little bit, as if you wanted to use your legs to actively press the floor down. Okay, so bring your right hand over to your left hip and grab on tightly. Okay, nice grip. We're going to get the left arm up and start to lengthen out through the left side. Big breath here, grounding into that left hip especially. Okay, could you make the left hip extra heavy? And then start to lengthen out through all sides of your torso as you drop into that left hip. Breathing here, reaching that left hand over to the right. Take your time. Ground into the left hip. Reach the left hand to the right. Keep breathing, lengthening your torso and pushing that floor with your legs. At some point, you're going to want to support yourself, perhaps, with the right elbow on the right thigh. So feel free to drop the right elbow, find some support, and then again, continue to find length in your torso and heaviness in the left hip. You could choose to support yourself with the elbow on the floor. So just keep breathing here. Continue grounding and lengthening. And then at some point, maybe you've already done this, but if you've found that your right shoulder is okay coming down to your right thigh, and there's no problem with keeping your left hip heavy, you can grab your left thigh. You can hold it like a handle with your right hand. Press down that left hip and maybe reach the left fingers to your right toes. Okay, whether you grab them or not is not super important, but just keep breathing, finding length in your spine. One more big breath here. Into that left side. And as you're ready, you can use the left fingertips on the ground here to press yourself all the way back up to a seat. Okay, lean back on your hands here and point that left knee up at the ceiling. Okay, and we'll take a time to turn this into a little twist. So sit down nicely into both hips from here, and you'll use that right arm to grab the left leg and squeeze it in towards your chest. Okay, sit up nice and tall. And then when you feel like you're ready to twist, left finger's behind you, and you're looking over that left shoulder. Let's take some time to breathe here. Push the floor with your legs. So when you're twisting, it's so important that you have a nice long spine. So you can think about that with every breath. And it's also important to pull your belly muscles inward on the exhale, strengthening the muscles that support your low back. Let's take one more really nice, long, slow breath here. And then release yourself from that twist, go ahead and press your left knee to the floor. Okay, set your left hand down so that it's in line with your left knee and your right foot, okay? So just draw a nice straight line between them. And then you're perfectly set up to press up into a supported side plank. So come on up, lift that right hand up and over. Okay, take your time to fidget. Everything on the floor, very supportive. And then start to reach that right hand up and over your head, out to the left. Breathe here. Taking time to open up that right side. So remember to keep a long neck. You're always having the shoulder blades moving away from the ears, and you're always reminding yourself to pull the belly button inward to keep you strong from the inside. And then you can push the floor maybe a little more and allow that right side to peel open that much more. So feel free to make this a little more or a little less as you need. I like to think in this posture, because I get really tight in my right side, I like to think of pushing the floor down and trying to touch the right fingers to the floor. Pull the belly in. One more breath here. And start to come down out of this. So you're spiraling back down to the seat that you were just in. Come on back. Okay, welcome back to the floor. Lean back on your hands here and shake out your legs. So let's do the other side. So now from here, you'll have your right leg tucked in close to you, your right foot in close, and your left leg out to the left. So you just think of taking it out there enough that you feel a really nice stretch along the inner thigh. Okay. From there, left hand to right hip, nice and strong grip. Okay. Right arm up. And we're going to start to lengthen out in that direction. So rather than thinking of leaning or folding, I want you to think of lengthening as you drop into that right hip, okay? So whenever we want to lengthen, we do want to activate. So press the right hip down. Make your neck long. And when you feel like you're ready to really settle in, you can either allow the left elbow onto the left thigh, the floor, okay, or you can drop the left shoulder to the left thigh. And I like to grab on the right thigh here and kind of use it like a handle, dropping that right hip. Maybe touch your left fingertips. No matter where you are, remember that it should feel good. And you should always feel spacious around your neck. There should be lots of length, space around your ears. Maybe one more breath here. As you're ready, use your right fingers to press yourself all the way up. Okay, walk your hands behind you so you can lean back and point the right knee up. And so we'll turn this into a twist on this side. So sitting equally into both hips now, you can use the left arm to hug the right knee. Right fingers behind you and look over that right shoulder. Breathe here. We'll settle in and just take some time in this nice twist. So really hug that left knee in. Sorry, that's a right knee we're hugging, not a left knee. Okay, so remember your long spine. Remember inflating big into your chest and deflating big into your belly. One more really big breath here in your twist. All right, let's let that go. Okay, press the right knee to the floor now, and then drop the right hand to the right so that it's in line with the left foot and the right knee. So you have a little base. You can press up here, reach up with that left arm, supported side plank. Take your time to settle in. Okay, and then start to activate where it counts, okay? Press the floor away with the bottom hand and knee. And that's going to give you more space to expand into the top. Okay, nice breathing here, belly button pulling in, the neck is long. So another thing you can try here is really pressing into the outer edge of the left foot. Feel it across your ankle, maybe even attempt to touch the floor with your left fingertips. Maybe one more really nice, big, slow breath here. And let's let it go. Spiral yourself all the way back down to a seat. Again, lean back on your hands and shake your legs out. Okay, take some windshield wipers. And then let's come all the way down, friends. Tuck your hands behind your knees and make it all the way down. Right here, you can extend your arms and legs and rest your whole self. Okay, this is where we'll finish practice today. Just soft and easy, laying down. So find a soft and easy breath that is effortless and requires no thought, just your body knowing what to do. Let your body be so soft. Each breath releases any remaining little shreds of tension that were left. Allow your attention to rest in this moment, right now. Pay attention to all the sensations right now. Your thoughts may be saying, look at the past, look at the future, but look at right now instead. Enjoy the sensation of your body at ease. And please give yourself as long as you can just to be here and be still and be with yourself. This is where I'll leave you for our practice today. Thanks so much for joining me.